Now that we've highlighted a few of the games that are coming up, we can go down the line. If anyone wants to highlight the game they are most excited for, that's me exclusive. Well, it's kind of exclusive to Xbox, but also kind of exclusive to PC, Xbox, the Windows platform.
I actually really want to start there. I think that Xbox has absolutely dumpstered Sony this time around. It used to be kind of really back and forth, and then Sony with the PlayStation 2 really overtook things with their library. The PS3 was great. PS4 was probably fine till the end of its era. But the PS5 has been, in my opinion, nowhere to be seen. Not only in acquiring the console, but in finding any titles. And the fact that I know, right?
Hey, you got one.
What do I do now?
Hey, forgive yourself. You got one. You did it. You're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and Xbox on my PC is life-changing.
What is
it
an
is
Xbox
amazing
PC?
to me.
You
I
even
play
have an
Forza
Xbox?
almost every single night. I think it has just been the slam dunk when we
Slam
can't get
dunk,
these
and this bitch
consoles.
thinking baseball,
And at
I
this
promise.
point, I'm like, Xbox can do no wrong by me. Give me all of these titles, because now I have my souped-up PC. I have my PS5. I'll eventually use it for something, but until then, it is Game Pass for me all the way.
No, I don't get it. It's Game
Again,
Pass.
dead man
Nothing
walking.
What the fuck is this? What the
Is
fuck is she talking
BioWare,
about?
have Xbox eaten up BioWare yet?
No.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. No, they had the option to with the
Y'all
first
had her
Mass
on the
Effect, but
show.
they gave it over to EA.
Oh.
Yeah.
People don't remember that was the original one wasn't exclusive.
It was exclusive.
This bitch don't know shit
I
about
don't know.
Xbox over here.
I feel like there's so many
Alright.
titles, and I don't think that Sony has enough good exclusives right now, comparatively probably to what Game Pass and Xbox exclusives will offer me.
Stop right there. I had to stop it. I'm realizing that this bitch is a PC master race bitch. Why is she speaking on console shit? Like, this bitch said Sony don't have the exclusives. Nigga, this is like when God of War is about to come out, Horizon and shit. PlayStation don't have any exclusives that I want that Xbox Game Pass and Xbox exclusives have on Xbox. But I'm like, wait, you a PC nigga. Like Game Pass is full of shit that ain't exclusive, right? And then motherfucking PC get all the Xbox exclusives. So you ain't getting, how are you calling those exclusives, nigga, if they not exclusives? I don't understand. You have a PC. Why are we talking about Xbox when you have a PC? And if you're any self-respecting PC player, you're not using Windows. You are using Steam, bitch, and all your games come to Steam. How did she pass the interview? Why did they have this bitch read this script, my nigga? Because it had to have been a script. I'm sorry, I just had to. Like, cause after all this time, I just figured, okay, this bitch is just dumb. She just saying some stuff. People calling her an Xbox fan. I'm like, wait, this bitch don't own an Xbox? This bitch is talking about PC Game Pass and games on PC and calling those still Xbox exclusives. And yet, this was supposed to be a gaming show. I see why it was canceled, nigga. But this rant ain't even got nothing to do with the fucking video, but just watching the frustration on how much motherfuckers have lied for Xbox and how much PC motherfuckers have trickled their way into the console space just to watch Xbox die. I guarantee you that this fucking bitch ain't playing no Xbox games today because she was never a gamer like that. PC motherfuckers like games where there's like multiplayers and MMOs and point and clickers and, dragging over a fucking missile launcher to shoot other little AI controlled bots or some bullshit. They like dumb shit. Nigga, they don't like the same shit. Yeah, PlayStation games didn't appeal to you, bitch. They ain't your type of games, bitch. It requires thought and skill and shit. You fuck. I can't believe that this bitch was on it. Didn't have the nerve to do the next show talking about some feminism. I thought y'all PC motherfuckers was against all that, nigga. That's y'all people, that y'all fighting against y'all people and bringing y'all people's type thought process into the console gaming space. And that's why it's dead the way it is. Fuck PC.
That between like the Hogwarts Legacy game, between the fact that we could have two incredible RPG series in 2022 or even 2023 with Starfield and anything that Obsidian's putting out, if it's Avowed, of potential Elder Scrolls, like there's a world where I'm playing 4 RPG amazing games at one time. I am ready for that world, and nothing is on PlayStation, and that makes me sad.
See, we in that era where people stop being motherfucking faithful and truthful and all that, telling the fucking facts to the public, my nigga, like just openly lying. But I explained this shit 6 years ago, 3 years before this dog bitch stepped on stage and made herself look stupid. I called exactly what was going to happen and how it's going to happen and why it was happening 6 years ago on the Xbox channel.
Bro, it's all fakery. You know, everybody like to root for the underdog, dog. That's what Microsoft is going through right now. Everybody roots for the underdog, to where people just root and talk and want to talk and get attention that way. But when it comes time to buying games, niggas just not buying games.
No,
that's why they go on the cell phones. That's why they go on the PC and doing all that shit. They're not buying. Game Pass is just an entry for them to leave console gaming, bro. Trust.
That's what
there's no point.
Eventually, I agree with him. I agree
Eventually.
I agree with him.
Funny how the niggas who agreed with me back then don't agree now after it already done happened as a factual thing. It's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy. Motherfuckers really do just play pretend. Like just live in fiction. I mean, it's okay to root for the underdog, but most of this shit is just a
daydream. I fell asleep beneath the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful
What if I told y'all that everything about Xbox was a lie? And I do mean everything. Everything from its fans to its leadership to even its goals for the futures that was told to you from beginning to end. What if I told you that Xbox was just a waste of time? Built to be a waste of time. It was always gonna turn out this way. Hell, it might even took longer than it's supposed to have. Today we're gonna go over not only the liars in the gaming community, but the liars in the Xbox fucking higher ups, executives, Phil Spencer, how they just lied to you time and time again. And as I've been telling y'all, and as many people has been telling y'all, people who actually have their eyes open, that it's been happening for years. But now that we are where we are, hindsight is 20/20. And I have yet to see a motherfucker come back and show y'all exactly what the fuck was told to you from the beginning, and you get the motherfucking results that you got at the end. Once you go through all that, you understand that Xbox was a lie, and its fans were taught to be liars to maintain that lie. Want to know the last time you heard the truth about an Xbox? Was when Don Matrix was the lead guy.
Yeah, and I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it. And fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't, like it.
If you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device. I mean, seriously, when I read the blogs and thought about who's really the most impacted, there was a person who said, "Hey, I'm on a nuclear sub, and I don't even know what it means to be on a nuclear sub, but I've got to imagine that it's not easy to get an internet connection."
Do you need an internet connection to use Game Pass? It's like the number one thing that y'all cried about when Matrix said this is the number one thing that you champion. That's how you know it's a successful run. Phil Spencer then convinced you motherfuckers to be online without telling you to be online, to be in an online state. Y'all was mad because he said if you can go back to the 360 if you want an offline device. It seemed to me like y'all don't want no offline device. Y'all wanted that online device. Don Matrick was right, and they followed Don Matrick's plan to the T. Phil Spencer ain't nothing but someone who don't deserve the spot that he's in and only followed the playbook of Don Matrick. And to y'all, it's not a bad thing. It's just that Don Matrick was too honest in his approach. He just told y'all flat out this is an online machine. That Phil Spencer go and say that about the Xbox One X, or the Series X, I should say. That Phil Spencer would have came out on stage and said, "Look, my nigga, this is a online state device. If you want offline, well then go back to the 360. It's funny because y'all would have reacted with a cheer. Because Phil Spencer got y'all to like him before y'all liked the console. Phil Spencer is the one that made himself into a celebrity. That's something that he said he wasn't going to do in his first interview. In fact, he said a whole lot of shit in his first interview.
Hi, it's Larry here of Xbox Live's Major Nelson. It has been a big week at Xbox. I'm here with Phil Spencer, who's the new head of Xbox. Phil, congratulations on the job.
Thanks, Larry.
You got a lot of work coming up. Let's talk about your new role. What are you going to be doing?
Head of Xbox. My role is really to drive the product vision for what Xbox is. You know, I come at this job as somebody from the games industry, running game studios. I think about our Xbox product and how we can really put the stamp of the gamer on this product, make sure it's gaming first. Obviously has great entertainment features for everybody, but my role is to bring everybody together and make sure we're focused on a consistent product vision.
Question. What exactly was the Xbox product vision? I mean, he said it from the beginning. But what is it? What is actually the role? The question was, Phil Spencer, what are you going to be doing? What's your first main concern? Nigga, this nigga said to have a consistent product vision, nigga. Consistent with what? What was the product vision? The only product vision that we had was what Don Matrick gave us. And he delivered exactly that. He wanted everybody to have a consistent product vision. You know what he did next? He went and made shit like Mixer. Something that you need online to use. What else he do? He made Game Pass something that you need online to do. No, what else? Oh, wait, no, hold on. He canceled a few single player games, and then he turned around and said that single player experiences are trash and that online multiplayer is where it's at. So I guess the vision was always to be the same exact thing that Don Matrick said, but he said consistent product vision. And you know, Phil Spencer always got lies because there was absolutely nothing consistent about the product vision.
Our cloud engineers are building a game streaming network to unlock console quality gaming on any device.
So like 4 years later, they show this man at E3. Now we've already discussed, well, not here, but other channel, in the other documentary, we discussed how they manipulated the crowd to sound or manipulate the crowd to cheer when they wanted them to cheer, to be excited when they wanted them to be excited. Shit's happening left and motherfucking right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck. You need video proof? Hold on, it's Daydreams. Let me give you video proof.
Here with Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. You look like you're having fun here, Phil. How's it going?
Awesome. It's such an incredible event. Fans in Mexico are just the best.
Right?
I'll say.
Look at this nigga with the Xbox shirt on. He puts his fist up trying to give controls to the crowd, trying to make them cheer and go on. But he like, oh fuck, watch. He gonna realize, oh, I'm in Mexico. Oh, do it this way. Oh, let me flail my hands up to make these motherfuckers get up and cheer. Oh, that happens more than once. I mean, look at this nigga. Look at him. Look, he's jumping. He's pumping them up, and they're not even looking at Phil Spencer. They looking at him as Phil Spencer's doing this interview. Dude's not supposed to be in this camera. But let's continue with the lies.
Now, I know you're on Twitter, and I know you read a lot of the message boards and the tweets and so forth. They're asking for a lot of things. They want a lower priced Xbox One. They're looking for, you talked about market expansion or games with gold. Do you have anything you want to tell us about that, or what are you thinking about that?
You know, I know a lot of times people give nods to the different forums out there, the different communities of people. I will honestly say I learn a ton from listening to the feedback, reading the forum ideas. I saw just when I was announced the position, the first things that Phil Spencer should do as head of Xbox, there were a lot of great ideas there. That two-way dialogue between us and the fans will be important as we drive this product forward. I think it's going to be a foundational element to the culture of this organization. I want the two-way dialogue. We hear what fans say. They have great ideas, and we should use that as an input to how we build our product. No announcements today, but know that the things that people are saying, hey, here's what I would like to see in the product that I'm so passionate about, those are really important things as we build our plan.
Hey, question. How many of y'all told Phil Spencer to buy Minecraft? Said go after that, Phil. That's like what he did right after this. Was that an idea he got off a forum? Hey, you should get Minecraft. How many of y'all told him to cancel all those games that he canceled? Huh? Oh, I get it. Some of y'all said y'all should take the camera out so it can be cheaper. Even though that's something that you said before he even got in the motherfucking section in the first place. Y'all said that when it first happened. Back when Matrick first announced the shit. That's when y'all like, why the fuck is it packed in? And then y'all roared in excitement when PlayStation said that they ain't got no camera in they shit and the price is gonna be $100 cheaper. No, those rules got changed when Matrick was still there, not when Phil Spencer did. All Phil Spencer did was come on, take his place and said, hey, we're listening to gamers. I wonder how many of you said it's a good idea to put your games on all platforms. I wonder how many of y'all niggas said that Halo needs to be a service game. Forza needs to be focused as a service game and then come out trash as fuck in the next gen. And that Gears of War needed to be based on this bitch ass nigga and a secondary black bitch ass nigga in part 5 who done ran out in the snow chasing after a Indian looking snow bunny accent having chick with bad hair and still did not smash. I promise you to this day, this nigga's motherfucking fade was too motherfucking clean for somebody's end of earth war, but still, that's my motherfucking opinion. Which one of you bitch ass niggas ask these niggas to make Gears like that? Make it soft and about Indian bitches crying about their grandmother. Who? Which one, nigga? None? Both? All? Stop it. What was before that? Halo 5? Well, which one of you niggas asked for Locke? Locke with a weak ass left hook. If that was a real black motherfucker, he would have knocked Master Chief out. No motherfucking issue, nigga. No problem. And anybody else with a problem with it? Nah. Which one of y'all said, man, take the clothes and put them on the weapon? Because whatever, Cortana was low-key digitally naked. They had to digitally put this bitch on an A-cup bra and a goddamn shirt. Which one of you niggas asked for that shit? I gotta understand and know. Because from what Phil talking about, hey, he got his ideas from y'all. Hey, you are important. You see, when Phil Spencer first started, it always started to sound like it was about you, wasn't it? I want to put the gamer at the center. Like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm at the center. The fuck? He made you motherfuckers think that you was the side item when you are the one paying the money, my nigga. When you are the one that is getting him paid, how are you the side item? By getting video games? What's changed? What's changed, my nigga? What did he do to make you feel like you was in the center, nigga? But making games better on a platform that you didn't go to? How are you in the center then when these niggas not even making games that work the same exact way on every platform? You ever ask yourself, why the fuck are they taking advantage of the PS5 Pro? If they wanted you to be at the center, now they're telling you to buy a $700 motherfucking console for you to get the best experience of the games that you came over here for. Do you feel like you in the center, nigga? They want you to pay $20 a motherfucking month to play video games that they choose for you to play, my nigga. To have a backstock or a backlog full of games you would have never put in a backlog. How is that putting you in the center when you're giving them so much control over not just your money, but you and your gaming habit? They are the only ones that are fully pushing games as a service. Games as Game Pass. They have Xbox dudes running around feeling like Game Pass is free. How is that putting you at the center? It sounds like you just sent some dumb niggas to a 99-cent rental shop. But maybe I'm going too far ahead. Let's continue.
So in your new role, how will you bring games, content, and technology to life?
It's a good question. One of the unique things we have at this company is we have a great internal creative organization in Microsoft Studios, a group I know and love for many years. Great platform technology team, great live technology team, bringing those teams physically closer together, making sure they know each other, and as the creatives are coming up with new ideas, that those ideas are getting injected right into the platform thinking about what's coming next, I think can really lead to just a lot of growth in the product that we have and how fans will react to the product we're building.
How many of y'all niggas remember what he said back when he said it 10 years ago? What he just said, what I just played. How many of you motherfuckers remember it right now? Like, they just told us a grip of shit we don't give a fuck about. The first thing was something that I guess gamers would give a fuck about, even though I know you motherfuckers is too lazy to be in somebody's forum for that motherfucking long. Those PC niggas in that motherfucking forum. How the fuck you playing a goddamn console? You spend all your motherfucking days and nights waiting for an executive to respond to your motherfucking post. That shit sounds stupid. So anyway, if that's what they were doing, fine. That's something that included gaming. What the fuck does what are we gonna do in the technology and the technology? Like, nigga, he didn't say shit about games like that. He was just saying, oh, well, I'm gonna take all three sides of it, the network side, the game developer side, and we gonna put them all together, nigga, the sound team, the lighting team, all that. And so when one decision is made, it's injected into the rest of the fucking, how did that shit help? Talking about, I think we'll see growth. How was that a plan for growth? Your plan for growth was rearranging your office, nigga? It's like, did y'all really just pay attention to what this nigga, I'm gonna move them over here and I think that'll create growth. No, bitch, just make some fucking games. I don't need you to sit there and have to talk to an Xbox Live team member. Why the fuck you making your goddamn game? If you've got questions, it shouldn't go to no goddamn Xbox Live team member, nigga. It should go to another developer like, hey, nigga, how do I put titty physics on motherfucking Kate? And you'll have this other motherfucker from Xbox Live jump in the conversation and say, just put some armor over her titties and don't make them bounce because gamers like non-sexy bitches. That's what, Nothing that this nigga said, cuz, was something that gamers want to hear or even make sense. Literally just told y'all I'ma change the office around and you niggas was excited. That's wild ass shit this nigga walked in this bitch with. Hindsight 2020 like a motherfucker. But let's continue.
So a lot of you talked about the fans. They really want to know, what are you going to focus on first as the head of Xbox?
Well, right now I'm spending a lot of time on E3. Right, E3 is a big time in our industry. We know that this E3 is really important for us. People are looking for, okay, what is this change in Xbox? What does it mean to have a head of Xbox that's really focused on games? E3 is a great gaming show. I want to make sure that when we're there, where the fans hear us, they understand why we're there and what this product should mean to us.
Everything this man just said was a motherfucking lie, bro. Like, did you hear what he just said? Like, did you just hear what this nigga literally just... This nigga said, the question was, fans want to know what the fuck what's gonna do first. Like, what's the first thing you're gonna do? That's the question. What's the first thing you're gonna do? This motherfucker then turned around and said, well, first, I'm gonna spend a lot of time at E3. I'm gonna spend my first duties in order to fix a console is to sit at E3, right? Now, I know that sounds strange because what else is he supposed to do? Well, hold on, let me finish, because what he also said before that was that he wants to show gamers what it's like to have a leader that it wants games and got gaming first and games this and games like, you know, like I'm a leader that's going to bring the games, right? That's what he plans to do at E3. That's his first duty, right? What's crazy about that, what's insane about that, is that how are you going to sit there and say, I want to show you what it looks like to have a leader that like games or have a president or whatever the fuck he called himself, that he just going to put gaming first and be that motherfucking guy to do things first. When it's like, wait, nigga, any exclusives that you show is exclusives that was signed on and okayed by motherfucking Don Matrick. Like, what about the third party? You ain't had shit to do with the third party games other than probably having them at your motherfucking show. But then what's crazy is a lot of those games that were third party games that you had at your show that year are games that you canceled yourself. So how you gonna say you focused on motherfucking games if you did nothing to get current games or your exclusives that's building, because that was already done by Don Matrick? And if it's third-party games, a lot of those shits, like Scalebound, which was signed by Don Matrick, got canceled. Phantom Blade canceled. Or Phantom Dust, I should say, whatever. Canceled. Some games looked interesting, especially Scalebound. So how the fuck are you gonna sit there and say that you a gaming guy, you all about games, but then everything in your show was a lie, and everything that happened at that show is shit that Don Matrick filled out. But I guess hindsight is really 20/20.
I'm also spending a lot of time meeting the new teams, the teams that I've known from a client as the studios for quite a while, but now as the person in charge of the whole organization, and talking to them about all the great work that they have over the next year.
The second thing that he's going to go do is go and meet his team. So in retrospect, or in review of this, just that section, the first thing that he gonna do is go to E3, right, and chill. The second thing that he's going to do after he does E3, or while he's at E3, he's going to meet and introduce himself to his team. So before this nigga even introduces himself to his motherfucking team, he's going to represent them on stage. Like, that shit, if you listen to what the nigga said, he's literally told us absolutely nothing, and we halfway through the interview.
Microsoft has a new CEO with Satya. How are you going to be working with him? Tell me about those conversations.
The discussions with Satya about taking this role were really important to me, because I wanted to have a discussion with him about how important gaming was to Microsoft's success. I wanted to see Xbox as a core product in Microsoft's long-term vision. And the discussion he and I had, along with Terry Myerson and Stephen Elop, different leaders in the group, was really around us using gaming, looking at gaming and the fans of gaming that we have, hearing our internal employees' passion for what we're building, and making sure gaming is something that permeates every consumer product that we build, led with what we're doing with Xbox One.
Nigga, what the fuck do we care about Satya Nadella? Like, honestly, motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about the new Microsoft CEO, we are gamers, and we still, even after the TV debacle, he spent this entire interview just naming off executives. You notice that shit? Because he want the plan that they came up with was to celebritize a motherfucking executive. If you can get the customer to listen to the salesman and follow the salesman and do everything that the salesman does, well, you're going to maximize your money. It just depends on how many idiots you actually have in your fan base.
Let's talk about the launch. It was a big year for Xbox. We had our launch. We've had some challenges along the way. How would you describe the past year?
I'd say there's kind of two sides to the ledger on this. There's a lot of learning that I did as a leader in the organization when I just heard how our message resonated with people, some of the decisions that we made that I think were actually the wrong decisions, and we had to revisit those decisions. On the other side, a lot of accomplishment. We shipped a great product, a lot of great titles from us as well as our partners. And you've got a product right now that you have millions of fans they love. You see the service is up. People are using the product to play great games, watch TV, voice commands. We have work ahead of us. We've got international expansion. We're still rolling out into new markets. The monthly updates the teams have been doing, I thought have been just a great addition to what people see in the product. So a lot of learning. We still have a lot of work ahead of me. That's what's challenging me, getting me up at 5:30 in the morning. But also it's worth remarking that a lot of great work has happened over the last year and a lot of accomplishment.
What work and accomplishment happened over the last year, Phil Spencer? I mean, like, they had already fired Matrick, but they were still using all the shit that Matrick signed on and did. You come on, you say you got accomplishments. I'm trying to think about what accomplishments you had. It's just so many lies, like lie after lie after lie after lie after white lie, to where it don't seem like it's a lie, but when you actually look at it and see what the fuck, like literally this entire interview was an introduction based on a lie. Literally told you nothing. What gamers needed to hear a motherfucker get hired and say he about to rearrange some shit? Like who? Like why? Like who replaced Shuhei Yoshida for the indie section? Anybody know? Raise their hands. Nigga, who in charge of the games over there at motherfucking Nintendo Japan? Not America, no, Japan. We all know Bowser. Bowser ain't did shit. We didn't talk about this nigga. Like, why do we give a fuck what time Phil Spencer wakes up in the morning? Why the fuck do we give a fuck about what he gonna talk to Satya Nadella about, nigga? Like, what exactly is this interview when you actually think? And I remember people being hype. Oh, like, I like him. Yeah, nigga, you didn't understand shit this motherfucker said. This nigga wasn't saying shit. Or rearrange my living room, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go watch E3. Like, the fuck? I'm about the games and games. And then, nigga, what did he do? He deleted all of those games. That's crazy. Like, God, y'all, it's crazy if you go back and listen.
Now, we're getting right close. We're just about 2 months away from the biggest gaming event of the year, that's E3.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing to prep for that.
I had a big content review just yesterday. I mean, it's kind of inside baseball, but people will see that we are almost every week sitting down with the teams and looking what we want to put on stage. What do we want to announce? What do we really want to push? We're going to push games. I thought we did a good job last year in announcing a lot of new games and having games be the focus of the show. I want to do the same thing again this year. Not a lot of executive middle management up on stage. Let's make sure we have creators up there. We've got great games that we're showing. You know, people invest a lot of money in Xbox, and that money is invested so that they know that they have the best place to play games and that's where their friends will be playing. It's our responsibility to stand up on stage and give them the promise of the games that are coming.
Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. Phil, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Larry.
Wait, so did this nigga did he just say that they're gonna do the same exact thing that they did last year? And last year is what Don Matrick did. That's what they gave you, money. That's the introduction to Phil Spencer. The introduction to Phil Spencer was, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna pretend to look at forums, I'm gonna pretend to give you what you want. I'm going to pretend that I had something to do with this E3. I am going to go to my office and rearrange it so unnecessary people can be next to unnecessary people with unnecessary computers making the motherfucking place hot as fuck. To then go into another E3 whilst announcing yourself and going to meet other motherfuckers that you probably should have did first since you're representing their work. And then, you're going to talk to Satya and Nadella. You talk to Satya and Nadella is what you did. You talked to him about keeping Xbox alive by using gamers. Yeah, I heard that part. I don't know if y'all caught when he said using gamers, and then he changed it. Using gamers, I mean, looking at gamers. Like they're using gamers to spread their lie. They're using gamers to act like Xbox is a great place to play. For years, we sat there and watched game after game after game come out trash. We watched Master Chief Collection, a remake of a 360 motherfucking set of games. Made beautifully, don't get me wrong, but then launch with one of the worst launches to play online multiplayer in gaming history in one of your most important, if not the most important franchise that you owned. How do you fuck up a remaster and a remake, nigga? And then after that, you go and you cancel game after game after game after game after game after game after game. And then went with no plan and went for years with no games. That's where the whole coined Xbox has no games or wait till E3 era. If you've been in that era, then you understand that there was a massive drought after Dynatrix launch, I should say, for the Xbox One. There was a massive drought. Motherfuckers hit y'all with Record. Motherfucking Record. Motherfucking that one time game that was decent but trash in the same moment. At the same time, third-party games became trasher. 2K, motherfucking Madden. Well, none of y'all niggas say that shit got way worse last gen and currently. Only blessing in disguise for motherfucking sports games was college football that came out this year. But all these big promises, all these things about games and games and games and games and games and games and games. Fast forward to a year ago, and the whole vision has changed. Come into this generation with no games, and then get up and have your entire fan base unsure what the future is, finding themselves lying every fucking day on YouTube and Twitter about a platform that they stopped giving a fuck about for the longest. Remember when Paris Lily said, like when I think it was like Hi-Fi Rush and them came, and he was like, oh, they're not going third party. Oh, they're not going to put their main game. Remember?
So if they're looking at it at this late stage of that game's life to say, you know what? Maybe we should expand it and put it on more platforms. Maybe we do bring it to the Switch. Maybe we do bring it to PlayStation, right? It's not the craziest thing in the world to say that a Microsoft game is on a PlayStation platform because Minecraft lives there and the various iterations of Minecraft already live there. Same as Nintendo. So here's a multiplayer game where you want to get as many people as you possibly can playing that game. You bring it to that platform. Again, it's not like it's coming day and date. This is the first time it's ever come out. They're not taking anything away from the current Xbox community in that aspect. If anything, they're giving you more people to interact with within the Sea of Thieves community. So again, I do not see this as a bad thing. Now, let's look at the big picture of all of this. Is Xbox going third party? No, they're not going third party. Now, if there comes a day where Phil Spencer or Sarah Bond or Matt Booty come out and go, you know, we've made the decision that we're bringing Gears of War, Halo, Forza, I don't know, Avowed, Starfield. Like, in other words, if all of their core major AAA exclusive IPs all of a sudden start showing up on Nintendo and PlayStation platforms, go ahead, get your pitchforks out. I understand the outrage, because at that point, why is Xbox even making hardware? Just be a third-party company. But that's not what they're doing. They're taking, and again, they've said this in the past, case by case basis with certain titles, things that make sense to show up on another platform. They're putting them on another platform because they're just exposing them to more people. A Fallout 76, an Elder Scrolls Online, now it may potentially a Sea of Thieves. Things like that make sense to, you want to put it in many places as you possibly can. I highly doubt you're going to see the Elder Scrolls 6 on a PlayStation. I highly doubt you're going to see the sequel to Starfield on a PlayStation, Gears of War 6, whatever the next Halo is going to be, Forza 9, Forza Horizon 6. You're not going to see these things leave the Xbox ecosystem.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world.
So what's the excuse now? Now that we know that everything is coming. Once Gears come, everything come. But that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan. But it still didn't stop Xbox fans from crying. Still didn't stop Xbox fans from not understanding that Microsoft made a shift from being the underdog to being a co-star. You know, it's like it tried to be the main star and live on the main star podium, but Sony was the big dog. And so they became a co-star, a side item, a accessory to what it used to be. But while becoming an accessory, they are still there with the console, and having some of these console Xbox fans worried about what's going to exactly happen to the Xbox, even though they've been telling you this. They recently raised the price of a console that nobody wants to buy in the first place. That is, the hardware is just consistently in the negative every single quarter they report. They still raised the price. They raised the price up of the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte edition with the little sprinkles on it. And it costs more than a PS5 Pro. A machine that's clearly more stronger than it. So they raise all these prices of the games and all that stuff. And Xbox fans are so used to rooting for the underdog that they wish Sony would have made the price range before Xbox, because Sony is the one that's in the lead. It's not the underdog who should be raising the prices. It should be the lead motherfucking player. And that way everybody can blame the lead player for doing stuff. That's what they did with the PS4 or the PS5. The first beginning of the PS5. When games started costing $70, they blamed Sony, even though it was 2K, Activision, EA. Stores games came out $70 before PlayStation games came out. But they wanted to blame the big dog. But you can't do that here. See that Microsoft raised the prices of their current gen console, just like Nintendo raised the prices of their games of their current gen console with Zelda Lost Kingdom or whatever the fuck shit was called. And everybody gave it shit. Nobody wants to give shit to Microsoft. In fact, they wish Sony would have been the one to raise the price because they would have felt better.
There's a lot of people that are going to finally make that leap next year for GTA 6.
I think I stand by that this would feel a lot better if Sony had done this first. If Sony had raised their prices first, it wouldn't feel so bad. But
to kind of add on to what you're saying, Miranda, like, let's be honest, this generation hasn't gone great for Microsoft. It just hasn't it hasn't gone their way. Like everybody's buying PS5s. And so, yeah, it's just to jump all this on us all at once, 5 years into a generation, it just sucks. That's just the only way to put it.
You preach it. But what sucks though? I mean, y'all the same guys that said that the PS5 Pro was too expensive. Just get a PC instead. Why not to say the same thing right now? Not the prices are up. Why ain't anybody saying Xbox is too expensive? Just get a PC. There's always this attack on PlayStation, but it's because it's the head honcho. And you guys admit it by your actions. Now that Xbox isn't acting like an underdog, it's acting like somebody who's trying to push third-party agendas and make their games cost more, but mysteriously also want to raise the prices of a console that nobody didn't want in the first place. Now it's like y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to be. Y'all don't know how to live.
This is a reminder that when Phil says something like just 4 games and not everything's going, you can't believe him. He fucking knew. He knew 100% that there was going to be no red lines. He knew that when he got up on stage and did the podcast and he said, not everything's going, right? He knew 100%. And so what else can we call that? Don't bullshit your fan base. And they have a fan base that they built. They spent years and years and years building a hardcore fan base like me. We already knew this was going to happen. I was one of the ones out there. I'm just going to say the name straight out. You know, when C-Money was out there, like acting like a total knob, saying it's only going to be 4 games, and he believed that shit, and it's all over the internet. And I'm like, are you guys for real? Are you fucking stupid? Like, did you not see what was going on here?
Make this clear. This is not a change. They're not going to start putting exclusives everywhere, just like the internet world wants to tell you, right? Listen to Phil, listen to the team, listen to what they're saying. This is the words that they said. It's not a sign that there's more to come. These are the only 4 games that are coming.
And then we had a back and forth, right?
Apparently, if I could throw it in really quick, apparently they don't even show the Xbox logo in it or anything. And
why would they remove splash screens? Ubisoft has splash screens. EA has a splash screen. Like, why are you desensitizing? That's what's so silly. Like, why would you desensitize your stuff so much to not have an Xbox Studios thing on it? Because
they're being cut.
Literally,
at least have a spoonful of fucking sugar to make the medicine go down. But this is like giving us vinegar, kicking me in the balls, spitting on me, saying, fuck you, clown, and then I'm going to send it over there.
The signs have been there for years. They just don't want to accept the fact that the signs have been there for years. They're the same people who say that, you know, people are dumb or idiots, and PlayStation fans are dumb and idiot, or call me an idiot simply because I said that this was going to happen years ago. Y'all complaining about something that happened last year. That shit was over a year ago. That fucking just 4 games. And you said you knew then. The fuck a year later are you still complaining for? You should have been left. Don't you got a PC? Like, what y'all complaining over this shit for now? All the signs that was there in your motherfucking face. And talking about, oh, you gave me vinegar, you didn't give me sugar, or you didn't just, like, ease it to me. Yes, the fuck he did. What do you think Game Pass is? Yes, the fuck he did. All this shit about we want to put gamers at the center and we want to make sure that all the vices and all, they've been giving it to you very sweet, very slowly for a very, very long time. That's Phil Spencer's agenda was to bring everything. This shit was a total lie. It's just the fact that y'all refused to accept the fact that Xbox was a total lie. Ever since Phil Spencer got on, it's just been a total lie. It's actually been a total lie before that. It was supposed to be a PC in disguise to help sell Windows and take over the living room, because that's what they thought Sony was doing. Then it was supposed to be, you know, a TV thing. And then it was supposed to be an ad generator with the motherfucking Kinect. Like, they never had a true focus on video games. They got games coming out. People say, oh, they got games coming out right now. They're killing it, bro. If you buy a publisher that puts out games yearly, then you'll get more games. If you take away what they bought, the only game they'll come out with was what Hellblade 2, and they even bought them niggas. Like, if you take away games that were already, going to be made, already in the making, you wouldn't have Starfield, you wouldn't have Redfall, you wouldn't have Hi-Fi Rush, you wouldn't have all of this shit that came out this generation except some motherfucking Halo and Hellblade 2 and Forza. That's it. It's what you would have had. Still haven't put out the games yet. Like State of Decay 3 don't even got a gameplay trailer, I don't think. I ain't seen that shit in I don't know how long. Fable, nothing. Like, no date for it, nothing. But you got Doom coming out? That's something that you bought too? Like literally, bro. Like, they wouldn't have had shit if they didn't buy shit just gen anyway. Literally. They wouldn't really have too much of nothing. It's because they don't know what they're doing. They are having to go a route that you don't want them to go. But it's your fault for ignoring the clear lies that they were telling you, ignoring the clear struggle that Xbox had. Y'all was too busy trying y'all best to damage control, trying y'all best to blame everybody else for what Microsoft was doing. And it's just sad to see. Well, actually, it's not out. It's not sad to see, but it's just, fuck. They gave it to you easy. It's okay. All right? It's been a year since they said 4 games and lied about it. You should have known they've been lying. Microsoft, Phil Spencer been lying since he jumped fucking on, bro. Been giving you the bullshit since he jumped on. Now that games are coming, it took games to come to PlayStation to let you know what they were fucking doing when they was putting shit on the Switch. That made no sense. And on top of that, now that all this shit is going down, now that the excuses, now there ain't no excuse, now there ain't no cover, there ain't no fingers to point. Now, the stuff y'all be saying just doesn't make sense at all. Y'all sound crazy now.
Nobody told you war was gonna be pretty. Some dudes said the war was over. You know the wildest trick in the world the devil did was to make you think he didn't exist. So then you put your guard down. Now your ass is in hell burning up. For you slow guys, the easiest way to trick you was to give you a gift, a Trojan horse. And then when you bring it inside your house at night, we start dominating you. You've been dominated. Now all your little kids are going to be born with this on their chest. The mark. You will have the mark, and that way we'll be able to identify you.
Man said that y'all have a mark, the mark of the Xbox. What's going on, dog? Trojan horses, like, what are we on? How do you Trojan horse a digital store? See, the argument has become that now, it's not about selling consoles, it's about who sells the most games. It's like, no, bro, like third-party games, no matter how many, the reason why it doesn't count the way you guys want it to count is that PlayStation gets paid for PlayStation games 100% when they are inside of the PlayStation store, right? So you say that there's a Trojan horse of your games going inside of PlayStation, and that's supposed to hurt PlayStation, but not understanding that PlayStation gets paid for every game that comes and sells on PlayStation Store. It's not just the 30%. Microsoft has to pay Sony to have games in their store to begin with. It's like a $10,000 fee or something like that each game. Not much compared to the millions that they make, but still, they got to pay a fee to even get in there. And let alone any deals and sales that Microsoft has to take a hit on their pay themselves. Sony's still taking off top on something that they didn't have to make in the first place. They get all the money from their first party games. Microsoft doesn't make any money off of any game inside of the PlayStation Store, bro. They don't make any money off of any game inside the PlayStation Store except their own games. When it comes to Xbox Store on an Xbox, they get paid for every single game in that store, including their own. But now developers are starting to not want to make games for Xbox because Xbox is putting games on PlayStation. because they need that dynamic. They need the console war and people buying this many consoles, just people buying that many consoles, because consoles equal store economy. It's where their stores are. It's marketplaces. And people want to make money in those marketplaces. It's not about just about us buying games. It's also about third-party developers selling games. And if you have a store with less people coming to buy games, then your store is too unattractive, or maybe not even worth making a game for in the first place. And developers are starting to talk about that shit right now as we speak.
Xbox's strategy has shifted. I don't think there's a game on the schedule. Actually, let me just check. I don't think there's a game on the schedule that Xbox has coming up this year that isn't launching at the same time on PlayStation. Yeah, that's now. It's a different world. There was a time when it was Outer Worlds, PlayStation 5, Doom, PlayStation 5, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, PlayStation 5, Call of Duty, PlayStation 5, like it's all coming to PlayStation 5. Gears of War Reloaded, which is a bit more of an unusual. We wouldn't expect to see that coming to PlayStation 5. We just had Forza come to PlayStation 5, Oblivion launched on PlayStation 5. These are all Microsoft published games. Yeah. Yes, I think Avowed and South of Midnight weren't on PS5. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the end. That's the end of Xbox exclusives, those games. And that's Xbox's strategy. They've shifted away from that. That's, certain publishers and developers have spoken to me like baffled by this, because from their point of view, they want the competition in the console space. They're going, why should we even bother making an Xbox game if this is the strategy?
And this is why Game Pass is going to go to shit. Simply because developers are only going to want to go to Xbox unless they're on Game Pass, because there's no other way they're going to get paid. There's no other way they're going to get paid. They need to get paid up front by Microsoft to cover its gamers in its gaming store that would normally buy their game. There's too many variables as to not fucking put your game on Xbox. And this just added a big one. Putting their games day and date on PlayStation. And like you said, there ain't no games slated for Xbox that's not slated for PlayStation day and date. South of Midnight and Avowed, those may have been the last two games exclusive to Xbox. Well, exclusive to Xbox and not on PlayStation. Let me not say that because they on PC, but still. Those might be the last two games. There's no longer an underdog there. It's just a wrap. There's no more excuses. There's no more lies that can be told. Microsoft doesn't need to tell lies anymore because the mission is accomplished. They have a way out now. If when the Xbox One first came out, they could have cut the Xbox One and took a loss, like Stadia did. Stadia took a massive loss. Google, whatever, took a massive loss because of Stadia. Microsoft could have taken that same exact loss. They just did it differently. They did it to where they didn't have to pay all that shit back. Luckily, their system wasn't set up like Stadia's was set up to where people would have to get like all of their money back. No, it's a service. There ain't no money. There ain't no returns on the games or whatever you played. You get a bad game, you don't get a fucking review on it. It's just a bad game inside of a fucking service that you paid for. No. They don't. They get to take that service and then move it because it's your library. And they move it to wherever they want to move it to. They can move you. They got their way out to move you into another platform, while at the same time building their portfolio of their games that they published. Because this is like the first Call of Duty that they published, even though record lows are happening on their on the live service part of it. But still, they get to take over things that they bought. This Doom is something that came out that, after they bought them. It might even be published by Microsoft now, this Doom, more than likely. So they're starting to get to that stride to where, like, say, Starfield wasn't published by Microsoft, it was published by Bethesda. Microsoft just owns them, and they own Bethesda now, but that game was already paid for. Hi-Fi Rush was already paid for. Like, a lot of these games were already paid for and done before Microsoft took over them. Not done, but paid for as far as development of it. Like, there was already a budget set aside, yada, yada, yada. Now they get to actually have their library and be the publisher that they clearly want to be. And all they have to do now, the only thing standing in their way is the Xbox console. And so now they're doing everything that they can do. They're pissing off the two dynamics. They're pissing off the gamers or at least getting gamers off of it or getting future games away from it by raising the prices of everything for this console, even though it's unnecessary to do right now. Or they are putting their games on PlayStation and killing the competition dynamic that developers like, because developers want both of these stores to have a healthy growth status on them, because that's where they want to put their games and sell their games and possibly make money on. It's all falling together piece by piece. Microsoft is trying to safely be able to make money while spending money, but they know they can't continue to spend money and spend on Xbox when they've used every line of what Xbox will be great for them. Because Xbox, like I said, was a total lie. It was all about trying to make money in different mediums that fits their business better. Be it cloud, be it cameras, be it media, be it Windows. They're trying to do something that they can't. They've extinguished all angles. They've lost and failed every single angle that they tried to do for the Xbox. Every narrative that they tried to push, we're the most powerful, failed at that. We got games now, failed at that. Fucking Kinect failed at that. Smart Glass failed at that. Fucking cloud gaming failed at that. Like, just everything. They've tried and pushed at everything, and now they're just like, fuck it, we just need to get out of the console space. We just need to do it right to where we don't hurt the brand of the name Xbox, because for some reason they want to keep that brand name. That brand name has so much bullshit and lies and deceit behind it that it's not really going to make a difference. They could have used Activision and been in a better place than that. Bethesda been in a better place than what they're in now. Xbox, they need to call everything Microsoft Studios and just drop Xbox, period. Even though people don't like Microsoft either. Xbox, the name, comes with failure. Whether people like it or not. It used to be synonymous with Halo, but then they fucked Halo up. And now the games are coming to PlayStation. It's synonymous with what? Pretending that other things are an Xbox? They put out a whole commercial for it. This is an Xbox. That is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Literally brand destroying shit. No, that's an Asus ROG. That's a PlayStation, bro. Like, that's a Nintendo Switch. That's a PC. That's not an Xbox. You can't just make your brand take over the hardware that you didn't create. And it's just crazy, especially when you go back and look and see some of the things that people were saying when the lies started to actually show its face way more clearly than ever before.
All of a sudden I started seeing like other articles from media outlets start popping up saying the same wording. It was the same exact, like, I forgot what the wording was, but they all started off with the same sentence about Microsoft is thinking about putting Gears on such and such platform. And it's like, everyone was reading like that. I'm thinking to myself, are they just making shit up at this point?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm thinking. Like it just got worse and worse and worse. It went to Forza, it went to Gears, and I'm like, okay, now this is sounding like the whole slate of games at this point. I really do feel like it's mainly the Bethesda games that are going to PlayStation 5. That's what I really think this is about.
I sit on Netflix and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll until I find something that I want, right? That's not necessarily a great thing, right? Colt, are you okay?
Yeah, I got a DM right before the show started. I wish I would have read. Next week will be better, laugh out loud. Don't believe everything you've read, exclamation point.
I know a lot of people remember this conversation, but mainly because of the face that he made, right? But it's like, if you listen to them, if you just listen to these motherfuckers lie to you about what's obvious, and then try to make up, oh, it's gonna get better, we'll wait till tomorrow, don't believe everything you read. 1 year later, where we at? You know, we're exactly where we thought we were going to be at. We're exactly where we thought the shit meant, and what the fuck. But these guys are supposed to be insiders. He got a phone call. He got a text from somebody in the industry that he doesn't want to name because, you know, they're too important to name. If you name them, it might get in trouble. Type bullshit. But they've been throwing at Xbox gamers for the longest. Sadly. And Xbox gamers are some of the most gullible, stupid gamers out there. So gullible, bro. No disrespect either. Just this is what y'all was listening to, and like no disrespect to Code Eastwood. I told Code, I wish Code would have listened to what the fuck I said. Like, bro, you have too much power in the motherfucking gaming community space with the people that watch you. You used to have more, but you got about half of what you used to have. But use that power to fix Xbox. Instead, they use that power to lie for Xbox. You see, it's not okay if a company lies to you about a product that they are selling, but it's perfectly fine if content creators do it. That's why they put so much emphasis behind being around content creators, going to people's shows, showing up, tagging them, retweeting, whatever the fuck. They don't get in trouble for the bullshit you say. They get in trouble for the bullshit they say. Even still, I'm still surprised nobody from Xbox has sued Microsoft for the Xbox Series S, because they blatantly lied about that. But your bullshit is free for them. Your bullshit kept them being able to distract you from what they were really trying to do, keep you paying for Game Pass. I guarantee you, if Game Pass didn't exist, they would have went third-party publisher and just cut it all away. It would have been done already. That's what they need. They needed to save that consistent money that they were getting from you for Game Pass. It's even with King David that we showed earlier when he said, hold the line. What did Microsoft do? Oh, they were right behind. Oh, their marketing guy and fucking Greenberg was hold the line. And do you even hear what that means? Hold the line? That means wait. Wait for what? Wait for the fuckery that's finna happen. Hold the line. You know? And it's just like you got content creators creating bullshit for gamers to follow. And now everybody went, oh my God, they just came all of a sudden. They gave us a spoon of vinegar instead of a spoon of sugar to make it feel bad. Shut the fuck up, bro. It's been there. It's your fault for listening to the liars inside of the gaming industry or liars inside of the community that have been, used by the industry to continue the bullshit that continues to go on today. Got PC fans over here lying for Xbox, but lying for attention because they're just not used to being in the spotlight of anything. So they do whatever they can desperately to get attention from the world. Simply because they've either had a hard life or losers in real life and, lost their kids or something. So they just do some weird shit, dress up or whatever the fuck they want to do in order to gain your attention, and then at the same time have a headline about how salty everybody is, about how salty PlayStation is. Xbox do something wrong, PlayStation done messed up. PC does something wrong, we ain't even gonna talk about that. We PC players. It's just like the lies have become way too prominent in the gaming space, to where it's like the people who unfortunately do believe these dumbass lies are getting tricked. And now, since it's slapping you in the face, everybody that they follow are now going to buy a PlayStation. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
If you would have told me that I'm going to wake up on May 5th, 2025, and Gears of War would be coming to the PlayStation, if you would have told me that 1 year ago today, I would not have believed you. Don't believe me? The PlayStation account tweeted it out. Rev up your Lancers. Gears of War Reloaded comes to PS5 on August 26th, remastered from the ground up. That is from the official PlayStation account promoting an Xbox game. If you didn't think that Halo was coming next, I don't know what to tell you. Don't forget, Xbox has a big event coming in June, and I have to imagine we're going to hear more about Xbox classics making their way to the PlayStation platform. Don't worry, though, if you watch the stream on Sunday, I have come prepared for this. I got my PlayStation 5 Pro. It's still right here in the box. I haven't had time to open it yet. Boom. Boom, we are ready to go.
You see the fakery in the gaming community. What I don't understand is, why didn't you spend that $700 on a PC? Like, wasn't you one of them motherfuckers? Wasn't you one of them motherfuckers that was telling people that the PS5 Pro was too expensive and that you could just build a PC for the same price? So why are these PC builders buying PS5 Pros? I mean, if you don't believe me, look, this is him telling us not to buy a Pro because it's too expensive.
And now you can build a $700 to $800 box on PC that would probably destroy the PlayStation 5 Pro in terms of visuals, right? Now you're like razor margin in terms of the PC upgrade option. I think $700 is a lot of money to get any consumer to spend, and it's actually $800 because we don't have disk drives anymore.
Well, shit, what? Like, it don't make no sense. And then you went and turned around and bought a Pro without a disk drive. So you don't need a disk drive then, huh? Like, well, that $700 PC didn't include a disk drive, did it? It's so much. It's just been happening for too long. It's just this fake ass bullshit. This motherfucker left his job to bullshit like this. I don't know what this motherfucker gonna do. Ain't nobody in the PlayStation. What are you gonna talk about? PlayStation? What are you gonna talk about? Huh? Like if 90% of the shit that you put out was fucking Xbox bullshit, the fuck are you gonna talk about now? Third party games? This motherfucker gonna go back to IGN real quick. You know, you can't sell cookies. I'm telling you, like it's just the way the bullshit has been. They're so fucking surprised. They want exclusives so bad, and when they don't got them, they gonna go get a PlayStation real quick. You see them time and time again, especially with this gear shit. You see them like hoping that the game was exclusive, but their face change as soon as they find out it's not.
So I'm trying to compose myself, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking effing news. This comes the way of Xbox, the official post. Folks, Gears of War Reloaded has just been announced. The trilogy that we've been asking for has just been dropped onto the socials with no fanfare. The original Gears of War returns with Gears of War Reloaded, and it drops August 26th on Xbox Game Pass. And check this out. I think it's an exclusive. Oh my God, this is on XboxWire.com. I am. Oh, okay, so it is a multi-plat. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now what? You know, like it's just like they want Microsoft to do what they've been doing, and Microsoft is just not doing it no more. They're not. And so they're gonna have to watch their channels die because they don't have nothing to be excited about no more. Are you excited about the game going to all platforms? Good. So am I. You know what I mean? Like it's just they've lived so long through the lies to make controversy about something, or you know, trying to say that Microsoft is, you know, good news, Microsoft this, and the good news was based on having more exclusives, more games, PlayStation losing. You got these Xbox dudes over here looking for PlayStation channels, talking about I'm trying to find a PlayStation channel but that has good Xbox news. Nigga, why are you looking for a PlayStation channel that either has positive Xbox news or not talking shit about Xbox right now? For what? Gears of War is coming to PlayStation. That's what they're gonna be talking about right now. And if that's bad news for you, then that's what's gonna be bad news. What people gonna talk about, bro. But you can't sit there and cry. Why you want to look at a PlayStation channel for in the first place? Like I was baffled by watching people go online and go on Twitter talking about they wanna watch a PlayStation channel that don't bash Xbox. Like, what the fuck you want to watch a PlayStation channel for? You've been an Xbox nigga. Your channel is based on Xbox. The fuck you want to watch? Why don't you watch an Xbox channel? Because they're too busy. They're too busy trying to survive through lies, or they're too busy blaming you for not accepting the bullshit Microsoft is giving you.
Imagine being Xbox, being the nice guys, doing everything they can to be the nice guys. And anytime anything comes out, they fucking turn on you like you're fucking a piece of shit.
Yeah.
There are people over there, dude. Don't act like Microsoft as the entity is not run by fucking humans, bro. How am I gonna? I said it the last show.
I don't know how people do this shit. I grew up, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, fam. Like, that's just what it is. When the thing got announced that they're not doing FanFest. The last time there was a FanFest was before all the news broke about going to fucking all the other games coming, right? It was just 4 games last time. Now the news broke, more games are going. Imagine having a show go on to getting people in there that supposedly are fans, and then they go and put a trailer up or do something, and then at the end of the fucking trailer, there's a PlayStation fucking logo there, and people start booing or talking shit and doing stupid shit. Can you imagine?
That
Like,
would be
you
crazy.
ungrateful little
You know,
shits.
because someone is going to record that clip and they're going to circulate that all
At a
over.
certain point, they did it to themselves.
Oh, see, now it's y'all fault. It's the Xbox fans' fault. So FanFest isn't there because y'all. Because they don't want to have a trailer up that shows a PlayStation logo. Xbox fans would be pissed. They should be. It's like y'all don't understand why exclusives are important to consoles. Exclusives are important to consoles because everybody have the same consoles, right? Everybody has the same consoles when it comes to exclusives, except Xbox Series S and S was stupid because they're not the same console, right? But when you have exclusive, you have games that utilize the hardware to its fullest potential. That's how Naughty Dog does what they do. That's how Sucker Punch does what they do. That's why PlayStation does what it does. That's why Nintendo and Nintendo developers are able to make some crazy ass games with the weak ass hardware that they have, because they are able to utilize the systems that they're building games for to its maximum capabilities without having to deal with other people's shit. That's why PC games always come out fucked up until a patch come out or they find a fix and have all these options, simply because nobody's PC is the same. Not all PCs are built the same. So it's like when you don't have exclusives, you don't have games utilizing the hardware that you bought, utilizing the hardware that they bragged about, 12 teraflops of power and all that good shit. Haven't got a game yet that actually utilizes 12 teraflops of power, unless it's a fucking Hellblade 2. It's just a graphical showcase and that's it. Not a gameplay showcase, not nothing else. Wasn't even really gameplay in it. A reduction from part 1. And now they have to make games for the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series X, the PS5, the PS5 Pro, and about 1 million different PCs. And probably the Switch. And the Switch 2. Like, one developer. And y'all wonder why things come out the way they come out. You can't blame the gamer for wanting the things that were promised to them. Not by you, but by the company. Not by you fake ass Xbox motherfuckers, but the companies. You fake ass Xbox just echo the companies. Use different words and language or red lines. That's what Phil Spencer said. You know what I mean? Like you adopt whatever the fuck they told you to, and you didn't tell these motherfuckers shit. And I noticed that all you motherfuckers the same. And I don't even mean in game. I'm talking about in YouTube and people who react. They all react the same. They all react the motherfucking same. They just there for the moment to get the fucking views and that's it. Y'all motherfuckers are just here for the moment. Niggas ain't really gamers. How the fuck Destin got a PS5 Pro? I haven't opened it yet. Like, the fuck you mean you ain't opened it? Ain't you a gamer? The fuck you mean? Fuck you buy it for? Xbox games? Like, what the fuck you buy it for? You think this nigga don't even play his Xbox? These niggas will never show y'all shit. This is why I'm the reason why Destin fucking made his shit private. Because I exposed this shit before. I'm not exposed just how much this nigga do not play Xbox. He's a PC player. He a PC player, but got a PS5 Pro. Bought a PS5 Pro. You know why? Because he needs something to maintain his channel with. And you're going to see a plethora of these motherfuckers become the new MBGs. You're going to see a plethora of them. Either they're going to become the new MBG or they're going to become the new idiot who is just going to say everything PlayStation does is bad and try to get views that way. But there's no longer going to be a celebration for Xbox games. What's to celebrate? They've lost the one thing they had to celebrate over. Now they're going to have to make games and compete. They're going to have to make games to compete with PlayStation games. People talking about, oh, it's gonna destroy PlayStation. Sony's gonna make money regardless. But these Xbox games, these Xbox developers are gonna find out real quick that PlayStation gamers do buy games that are good. And you're gonna have to make better games if you're gonna be on PlayStation and want to compete with PlayStation games. I'm sorry, bro. When Ghost of Yotei come out, bet not nothing come out from Xbox. If it do, that's that ass. It just is. Put it out there, Starfield to come out. Nobody buying no Starfield on no goddamn boy. Like it's the lies, the deceit, and the underdog motion is now gone. Well, the underdog is now gone, but the lies are going to continue as long as you guys allow them to continue to lie. There's so many liars in the gaming space, so many liars in the gaming community. The only time they have power is if you watch them. You react to the bullshit that they say. They'll go on Twitter, say some bullshit just so they can make some content and say people attacked them. You know, people, oh no, they all went after me because I said some bullshit. Like, this is the way they make content now. There's no longer any creativity even in the content space. Well, content creator space, I should say. You know what I'm saying? There's no longer that creativity, that drive, that passion for gaming. No, it's no longer there. They're passionate about a $300 check a month. That's what they're passionate about. But then what is Microsoft doing next? Like how like I said earlier, Microsoft does gaming only to do something else that makes more money than gaming, or try to make it money. Like the focus is never truly on gaming. So what is the next play? What is Microsoft actually doing? And why would they go third party? Like what's the next play for Microsoft to game gamers over?
Current state of in-game advertising. Full of potential is how I would describe it. So what we're trying to help educate marketers about is that we really believe that gaming is the next streaming, right? So there are 3.4 billion gamers globally, 3.4. That's like over a third of the world's population. And there are lots of misconceptions out there about who the gaming audience is. A lot of people just have the stereotype of teenage boys in the basement. But in actuality, nearly 50% of gamers worldwide are women. The median age is 33. And all of those gamers are people who've been gaming since they were young. The other thing that's fascinating to me is that gamers spend almost exactly the same amount of time playing, right, that they do streaming, right? But the gaming experience is a much more active experience. So when you think about that massive gaming audience, it is a very active, engaged, leaned-in audience. They are very loyal. And so we really believe that in-game advertising is going to be one of the big trends of the next couple of years.
And speaking of trends, where do you see the industry heading in the next year or so?
I think that advertising technology is really going to supercharge and help make it much easier to access this inventory. So for instance, at Microsoft, we're bringing together all of our kind of owned and operated assets across Xbox, across Windows casual games, and across all of the new titles from Activision Blizzard King to really make it easy to buy, sell, and activate on that gaming inventory and to reach that audience. So that's a really big focus for us.
What will it take for more advertisers to increase their in-game spending?
I think we need to educate on the audience and some of the stats that I shared earlier, and we have to make it easier to buy, and that will take some time. But I do believe that there's a lot of interest. Every time we talk about gaming, folks are very leaned in, and we're putting a big emphasis on custom playables, custom experiences that really give brands a new canvas. So for instance, one of our paradigmatic examples is the Prada Candy Crush that we created, right? Like that's a very high-end, customized, beautiful experience that aligns to the brand's goals. So I think we just need to do a lot more of that.
Talk to me about the role of AI in in-game advertising.
Yeah, I mean, AI is critical on both sides. So AI is critical in terms of the gaming experience itself and creating the right ad units in the gaming experience. One of the things I love about gaming advertising is that it's really super consumer focused, right? Like the folks who are designing these ad experiences, like the last thing in the world they want to do is alienate a gamer. So they're very immersive and engaging experiences. And so the AI underlying that technology is making that possible. And then on the ad side as well, you know, we're leveraging AI to automate campaign creation. We're leveraging AI to really provide marketplace horsepower in a programmatic context. So AI is underlying all of that shift to in-game advertising.
What innovations will we be seeing in the near future with AI?
Yeah, innovations that AI can bring to the market. I think you're going to continue to see efficiency tools and taking marketing workflows and really automating them. So that can be creative generation, creative review, A/B testing. I think a major use case for AI in advertising is, you know, building a campaign in one market and being able to translate and localize that for 50. You know, I think that's an incredible use case. But what I'm excited about is that as we start to develop new consumer experiences for AI, like today, chat is very prolific, and we provide very relevant ads in chat that consumers actually love and engage with more than they engage in, you know, SERP ads. As that starts to happen, I think that we will have more and more innovative ad formats that are powered by the AI engine. So I'm super excited about that road ahead.
Are you as excited as she is to get ads in front of you? Like, hey, these are things that you want. Remember, that's what she said. Like yo, hey, you guys react great to ads. Good fucking job. They want to use AI. They want to use streaming in order to control ads in your shit. If it's streaming, they can add an ad anytime they fucking want, bro. Anytime they fucking want. They're gonna use the AI to see what type of fucking gamer you are, to give you products, to make ads or to deliver the proper ad to the proper gamer. They're spending so much money trying to make so much monies. Because y'all are just a product. They don't want you to just spend money. They want you to spend more money. And not even that. They want to make money off of you in ways where you don't got to spend money. You just got to waste time. You got to waste time. You got to waste time and watch a fucking video that you can't skip. Ones that are tailor-made for you. But it's more than just, you know, AI and streaming that they're focused on. No, they want to sell software, and they're currently selling software to third-party developers that will help you or help them properly send you shit to buy. Like, how high is your XP? All of us have an XP when we play a game that uses this system from Microsoft. And there's a lot of games out there that use it. We have an XP based on how much money we spend on fucking VC coins or whatever fucking DLC and microtransaction. You actually have XP. And depending on how high your XP is going to depend on what you see in the store. Do you understand, bro? The level of control they want to have. They're going to have things exclusive for the whales. Like here, let me. It would be better if I show you.
Games have changed. I mean, games are all now operated as services. It's no longer enough to build it and ship it in a box. Now you launch it, and then the real work begins. You're operating this game day in, day out for hopefully years. Yeah. And that requires pretty massive backend infrastructure. And so we started PlayFab specifically to build all these services. And it's a little bit of CRM, who are your players, a little bit analytics and data, what's happening in your game, a little bit content marketing, content management, adding updates and assets, a little bit commerce, selling items in game, virtual currency, tracking inventories, promotions, and all kind of bundled up in one package.
Right, that's not what I signed up for. I want to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, you want to do the plumbing, the totally non-sexy stuff. You get to focus on the fun.
Yeah, and when you describe it like that, there's so much going on in the back end. You would even argue that the game is 20% of it, and the running of the game and the management of the game's cloud back end is 80% of it.
Yeah, if you look at the typical game that's live for a couple of years, by far more work happens post-launch than ever used to happen pre-launch, and that's a real shift.
Okay, so what can I do with PlayFab, and how do I get started?
All right, let's take a look. So I'm going to go ahead and take a game that's live on our platform today called Adventure Capitalist.
This is a real thing?
Real game, live today. It's a mobile app. They have an iOS and Android and Xbox and Facebook, a bunch of platforms.
Cool.
So we're looking at a live feed right now, and what you're actually looking at.
Really, this is real. Like this is real humans.
Real humans playing right now. And so what's happening right now is we're getting a feed of what's called PlayStream. PlayStream is a live event feed of raw data coming out of the game into the back end.
Okay.
And as data is flowing through the process, we're gathering basic stats and metrics and analytics about how the game is performing.
Wow.
But to actually give a bigger demo, let me jump into a demo game we have called Unicorn Battle.
Okay.
Unicorn Battle will let me show off sort of more of the real-time nature of what we can actually do. Because a big part of this is our ability to change what's happening in the game while you're actually playing it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I can see that you just logged in, and you're on your main screen here. What's going on? We've got, this is your demo, so you've had, what is MAU in the last 30 days?
Right, so that's the number of players who've played this game in the last 40 days.
Played the demo.
That's exactly right. So, so for example, I'm in the game right now. If I go ahead and play a battle, we'll see right now, is fight a boss. It's a very simple demo game.
Okay.
So I'm going to fight a boss. Here we go.
All right.
And I just beat the boss. Hit continue. And if you go back now to our PlayStream feed, you can see a whole bunch of events this came in. And this is a real-time dump of what just happened in the game I was playing. So where this starts to get interesting is I can actually jump in now and take a look at my actual player profile. Let's look at who this Jimmy G character is.
Okay.
And I've got, for example, a bunch of statistics. And so my statistics are tracking data about my player. So for example, right now I've got XP. 4,140 XP points.
Oh, wow. So this is literally the name value pair bag of stuff about Jimmy G.
Exactly right. And so I can go into my player profiles, and I can look at how I've decided to segment my players out. So I've got a segment here called high XP players.
Okay.
So these are all players where I'm segmenting based on how much XP I have. And what's interesting here is that a lot of times you have marketing systems that can reference marketing data, but can't get at the actual real-time data from the game itself.
Right.
And here we're allowing me to take an actual game property like XP and use that to group and compartmentalize my players.
Right.
So for example, I've got this, I can segment on things like when I first logged in, how long I've been playing for, how much money I've spent. In this case, I'm using XP. And these are all the stats that I've got in my game right now.
And could I then use that, you said you call it a marketing segment, I could go and give them access to a forum, I could treat them with special emails or special notifications?
That's exactly right. It's exactly what you can do with this. And so, and because it's all real time, if I go in now and look at my segments, I can see this character Jimmy G. I'm in the high XP player segment. But if I go in now and change that, just for the sake of this demo, back to 2,900,
which I think as a player I'd be a little bit sad to know that you can change my
I just nuked your XP. I'm now no longer in that high XP.
Oh, it happened immediately.
Back out.
Didn't happen at a batch at night. It happened immediately.
And where this gets interesting is how we can now change what's happening in the game based on that. So for example, take the economy of my game.
Okay.
I've got this notion of what we call catalogs, which are things you can sell. So this is the part of the product where you manage everything you sell in your game. It's things like virtual items like potions or swords. It's also hard currency items like coin packs, like 1,000 gold coins you can buy for $9.99 on Apple, let's say.
Right.
So here I've got all my different items that I can sell. I've got this notion of a store, which is a collection of these different bundles. So I've got this gem store, which is all the different packages I can buy of gem packs. Medium gem pack, small, large, extra large. And I can do things like rearranging these around if I want to move them around to help manage my store. But in this case, I have the ability to override what store a player sees based on their segment. So I've got this notion of if I'm a high XP player with more than 3,000 XP, I'm going to show the player a different gem store. I'm going to show them the WH version of the gem store, which is going to have not the small, medium, and extra large bundles, but I'm going to actually sell, for example, let's go look at that one. The gem store WH is going to sell medium, extra large, mega, and epic gem. The idea being my more advanced players should have a more advanced set of things that they want to purchase. And so what I can do now is I'm going to go back to the game. Let's go ahead and watch this in action. So here I am in my game. Let's go ahead and view that store. So here's my gem store. There we go. Here's my gem store. Let's go back to that.
A little bit to your right.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So here, sure enough, medium, small, large, extra large gem bundles. That's a basic
So
set
that
of gem
happened. You
bundles.
didn't close the game and start the game up again. Your game coder made that call when they opened up the store
Right, so the
and then makes the decision at that
Right,
point.
so the game said, get me the store. And they're asking for the gem store. And what came down is my gem store. But now if I'm going to go ahead and play that same battle, jump in here and play that little battle and fight the boss. Okay, if I look now at my set of player profiles,
all right.
So here's all my stats. You can see this. My stat XP changed. My total XP gained went from 2,900 to 3,520.
You just became a high XP player.
Just became a high XP player.
Okay.
And so now if I go back into the game and go to that exact same gem store I was just looking at,
okay,
I'm now looking at a whole different set of bundles: medium, extra large, mega, and epic gems. So the store just changed, and it changed because I just changed segmentation. Now, you may decide as a game designer that's not something you want to do in your game, but the fact that the game can now change its behavior in real time based on what you're doing, all by doing UI click and shifts on the back end, that's huge.
Well, and the fact that I, as a game designer, can conceive of that and do the fun part, which is the expression of the store and the graphics of the store and the game experience that the customer sees, and not worry about the administrivia of the back end. You gave me a back end already. I have a gaming back end as a service.
Right, and another example of what you may want to do now is how do I maintain that relationship with my players? Because a big part of these games as services is it's no longer just selling it in a store and I don't know who played my games anymore.
Right.
Now I can actually have this sort of two-way conversation. And so if I wanted to, let's say, promote a special event to my high XP players, I have a whole set of tools which you can use to go in and message these players.
Okay.
So let's take a look at our task system here. So I've got this notion of, for example, I've got it right here. I've got this sense of giving a gift to my high XP players.
Okay.
So it's going to be a task that's going to run. It's going to run an action on every player in a segment. The segment is those high XP players. And I can do, for example, a push notification where I'm saying, hi, in this case, display name.
Right.
You've just got a gift. And I'm actually going to grant an item from the catalog to the player's inventory.
Okay.
So I'm both sending a message, which is a marketing task, and giving a gift into their inventory, which is more of a direct game backend task.
And that'll be a push notification, then I can click on it, and I assume then the game developer on the front end could click and jump into
anywhere they
inventory
want.
and
You can
express
deep
that.
link straight to the game. Exactly right.
So cool.
Look, I know that part was long, but I just had to let them keep going, bro. Just so you can kind of see what the fuck really going on in the background with Microsoft. Because this is what they're doing. They are selling background shit. This is why the East versus West is happening the way it is happening right now. It's simply because it's not just Western developers making games as a service the main thing, and they're making money in different ways, and it's hard to crash into that games as a service way simply because there's only so many games that can be successful because there's only so much time in a day for people to actually play games, and the way that a service game is successful is people playing it. But if people ain't consistently playing it, then you're gonna fail as a game. So it's not just that, it's more, it's also, I should say, that the Western world has found software for developers to buy. And this whole thing was a sale to developers to get into this software that manages your games as a service, that manages your high XP, quote unquote, players, your whales, your people who buy shit, to give them more rewards and more incentives to pay more and pay more and pay more. That's what they're getting into. You know, and Microsoft been doing it, bro, with different ways and different, they're really trying to get into it. This is why, like, the West, the East is sort of starting to step back from it, because now they're seeing that they're supporting this type of shit that's just based on taking advantage of gamers who just want a game. You know, now they want to throw ads in front of us. They want to make it easier for developers to find more ways to get more money out of you, no matter the platform. But I don't know, bro. You know, we're in a strange time in gaming to where we got, you know, Xbox finally dwindling down. The lies are finally being exposed by others other than me. You know, you got Xbox channels struggling to keep up. People were just lying just to lie, making up shit just to lie, saying strange fucking shit, to then seeing that Microsoft is still on that bullshit and not prioritizing gaming the way they should be. They're prioritizing how much money they can get off of you. So it's more business focused than art focused in a industry where art is king, where the gamer and satisfying what the gamer wants should be king. It's just not for them. And anybody who thinks that all of this shit means that Xbox is going to finally win simply because it's doing all of this shit and don't tell y'all none of this shit while everybody's going out buying a PS5 Pro now just to say bad things about the PS5 Pro. Just understand that the majority of these motherfuckers lie. They lie and they want all of you niggas to be stuck in a
What's amazing to me is, and you just referenced him, Christopher Dring.
Right.
What's amazing to me is the journalists can say anything. And what's funny to me is you've got, I mean, I look at Windows Central and I love Jez. I love reading the stuff that he writes.
Right.
But sometimes I question myself. I'm like, dude, you're in the know, and yet you guys still continue to propagate these articles all this time. They never said every game was coming.
Right.
And you mentioned it earlier about the Trojan horse. Yeah, okay, we're not selling a lot of hardware. Okay, that's cool. The game is software. So we're going to put software here, and nobody is saying we're going to put software there forever. So, all of these journalists need to be real careful about waking the sleeping giant, because that FTC thing that got dismissed this week, man, the last thing you want is a $3 trillion company now with no handcuffs out there able to make moves.
Well,
be
that's
real careful.
You guys are, man, it's like it's hard to talk to you niggas about shit. No, I don't need no help. Y'all niggas need the help.
No. I just want to agree with you real quick. I just want to agree with you, man. Yeah, I'm trying to agree with you. I'm not going to argue with the whole third-party thing, because I do think that's what Microsoft's going to do. I think that's their end goal. Maybe that's a generation or two away, but that's definitely an end goal. In that
eventually, yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't even think it's a generation away. I think it's
maybe not, but yeah, it's definitely
the middle of next gen somewhere. I think they're going to be third-party, but still have their own box. I think that's what they want to do. They want their gamers that's in front of a TV to have what they want to have. But I believe that they're going to go third party, but they're going to be a different type of third party developer.